Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Um, this time it's not about fishing. I just wanted to share something I caught on my dash cam throughout the year. Not to shame anyone, but as a quick learning moment for all of us. So we all make mistakes on the road, but sometimes it's just a moment of distraction, or maybe we're not fully aware of what's happening around us, but a small lapse can turn into something serious in seconds. That's why I thought it'll be helpful to show what happened there, what's been happening within the last year. So we can all recognize these signs early and become safer or more defensive driver. So just watch carefully. Here you could see a white van either using their cell phone or not checking their blind spot, decides to speed up on the fast lane and decided to get in my lane. So I had to give him a quick honk to let him know I was here. And, I kind of saw the van coming. So I let my pedal go. I didn't brake. I slowed down a little. Next footage is somewhat alarming because I don't know if you guys heard about the news in Montgomery County where a middle school girl got killed on an accident with a school bus involving a school bus. So yeah, um, here I was driving not too fast. I mean, behind this black car in front of me, the speed limit here is about 35 miles. So with the school, ending for the day, I think we were driving through that school zone around maybe 20 miles per hour. I think 25 was the limit, 15 or 20. And then you can see he's speeding up a little bit, but again, within 35, 40 miles per hour, and we're moving ahead. And I'm keeping, again, enough distance, right? And I'm not talking about these cars, but you'll see as we comes up what happens here. On a good pace, keeping the right distance on a speed around 35 miles. I'm driving and I see a school bus over there. So, and then I see the brake and I slowly, yep, kind of knew that was gonna happen. I'm always thinking something like this could happen because, especially considering that when I was a child, back in the 80s, I was like in fourth grade when a school bus lady was driving recklessly in a rainy day and she drove straight into one of the metro bus stop. And we didn't even have a seatbelt, and that itself caused the district to impose like a seatbelt for all school bus. So for that footage, I did report it to Howard County. That was a Howard County, I guess the manager or senior leadership that handles the bus contracting, and they said they'll take action. But you'll see, that wasn't the first time. Within the last year, you'll see another footage where bus drivers that should be careful hasn't taken proper procedures when they're driving. Here's another little footage where, when I saw that red car kind of cruising in a way, all that driver had to do was put on its blinker, right? Then I would have slowed down or signaled him or something like that to move in. But that's one of the problem I've noticed, that nobody uses blinkers. I always use blinkers because that's how you communicate with other drivers, right? Letting If you're walking, do you say excuse me or do you just cut lane in front of people? So I don't get it. Like American culture, everybody, like, it's an etiquette to say excuse me. So a blinker itself, I feel like, is part of saying, hey, excuse me, I'm about to go in there. And people, like 99, like at least 8 out of 10 will back off and let you go in. The problem is people never use the blinker. Anyways, on this one, do people understand what yield mean? And again, I understand that if there is no space for you to drive or speed up when there's a yield sign, but look over here. Am I overreacting, or are there enough uh, space there for you to go? So it looks like the school drivers are doing their stop sign, proper stop, and I stop. The white car goes. Am I supposed to go? No, but this school bus decides I'm just gonna rush and go through the yellow lane too, right? Yellow double lane, and then decides, hey, I'm just gonna speed up really because I'm late to school to pick up the kids. Again, it's not reckless on this person individual, but come on, if you're a school driver, Howard County, you guys have to do a better job with this. Here you go, Tesla. You guys are thinking, oh, I don't like Tesla. I don't really care about who drives Tesla or whatever it is, but you'll see what happens here. Just watch it. And whether there's a car behind me or not, I use my blinkers every time. Maybe it's embedded in me as part of when I used to drive Humvees and Deuce and a half and even 5 tons in the army. That's something I used to do when we used to go on a field exercise. That's what we used to do. But here, I've noticed this is another thing. Like you gotta be aware of your surrounding. But because I saw a bike coming, going fast on the right lane, I look back on both of my mirrors. I thinking there has to be another one, and there you go. Here's this reckless biker just driving, rushing through it. I just don't get it. I mean, like if you're a biker, you should be the most defensive biker, right? Driver, right? It's if you hit a car, most likely you're gonna die. So I think like 90% of the bikers are safe drivers, but like that one or two reckless people, just yeah, no comment there. And this person decides, hey, I'm just going to go through the double lane, and why not just so those are the things that you should watch out for. I saw that car. I slowed down to see what he was gonna do. And then I definitely checked on my right lane to make sure there wasn't, just in case I had to move over. Here it's a simple stop sign too. What I'm watching for is right there, right? And should it be his? I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think they should have gone? I guess that other person really thought they made the stop at the right area for them to go ahead. But anyways, don't ever expect that someone's going to stop for you. So, and this guy decides I'm going to make a right turn on the left lane because I'm in a hurry. And in these kind of drives too, I'm always watching for cars trying to make a left turn or a right turn, especially if there's a lot of cars backed up because they're in a rush, right? So here, I noticed it. I quickly slowed down, and if I went maybe a mile or two faster, that would have been an accident. This is not a big deal. I guess it's something that, you know, the city or the highway patrol really needs to regulate because, it's great that they look after speeders, but these trucks, debris, you can't hear the sound, but the debris, my wife and I had cracked windows because of those trucks, even though I'm driving way back here and those debris fall. So it's like when you see those trucks that are not properly covered, make sure you drive way back with some distance. Here, it's just a bonus. People, you guys have to learn to park. If I always park and then I look to make sure I'm in the right lane to not kind of be a uh, out of courtesy, right? I check, and if I take too much of like drive through, park through a lane, I'll get back on my car and drive out and then repark. I mean, it's just common courtesy, right? Like a common etiquette, common sense thing. And here, I think, people get frustrated. I don't think there's much traffic, but this pickup truck driver to my right decides he wants, there's, the cars are not going fast enough, so let me just recklessly drive so I could beat everybody to get to wherever he or she's going. So, yeah, I always check my, the basic fundamentals that I've learned when I first learned to drive when I was 15 and a half, like 30, 40 years, like 30 years ago, right? Is to check your rear view mirror regularly to watch out for those kind of pickup truck drivers that come in and just cut you off, right? Here, the merge lane, people just don't know how to merge, so I'm always vigilant to see. And there you go. He had all that space and decided he or she decided to just jump in there at the last moment. I don't get it, but that's something to just be watching out for. People just do not know how to merge. And here, I'm trying to make a left turn, and this person is just taking their time, had all that space, and I look to them, and what are they doing? The driver, this lady is texting. Just common courtesy, just be aware of your surrounding, right? People just stop texting while driving. And here I'm making a left turn because there's no cars coming, but there is a speeding car honking at me. If I got there maybe if I saw that car any earlier, I would have stopped because yeah, those orange lights, there's going to be people that will 9 out of 10 times drive through it. Nothing wrong with that. So as a driver turning left turn, you just have to be vigilant. The other guy was honking at me. I had plenty of time and space, but I guess that person wanted to go faster and they had to slow down a little bit because my tail end was blocking his way. Here it should be a simple zip merge, right? And I think we're moving ahead, but for some reason there's something's we're moving ahead, we're zipping and merging, and this one pickup truck decides, "Hey, I'm just going to block the middle lane and start slowing down the whole zip merge, right? Like, come on." So you got to watch out for those. Even though zip merge is a simple technique that everybody use, and there's a reason they put those lines in that way. There's always going to be people that will try to block. Here, a good sign, right? Why is this person backing up? Something's wrong. Not the person itself, but their driving technique. They could have drove around it, but they decided, hey, I don't give a damn. And then this person drive? On the left lane, incoming lane. So those are things that I look for. If they're constantly braking or they're driving weirdly, that's something that you got to watch out for. Most likely, they're going to not be aware of the surrounding, and if you're gonna get into an accident, you're definitely gonna get into an accident. This one is just worst parent of the year, right? Red light, the kids are walking. The dad is using his cell phone. Yeah, who cares about U-turns? No U-turns. That guy definitely didn't care about it. Man. Here's a double no, double dummies that wants to make a U-turn where they shouldn't be making a U-turn. Far end, hey, let me make a U-turn. So this the truck up there goes, okay, let's go ahead and create traffic and make things dangerous and make a 3-point U-turn. And right here, I mean, again, what was it that person's turn? I mean, whoever that goes first on a stop sign, make the turn and go. But something to watch out for. People will not like, yeah, unfortunately, a lot of people will not. And here, I mean, I understand traffic circle roundabout is confusing to people. Then maybe you should just slow down when you're driving there. Then here, lane change, right? This is a freeway where everyone's driving 55 mile per hour, and because you fail to change lane on time, braking and slowing down to like 40 miles per hour, like this is why there's traffic in Maryland, unfortunately. And it's so dangerous, right? Especially for knowing that there's going to be people texting and distractedly using their smartphone. And those kind of drivers plus a texting driver equals accidents, guaranteed accidents. And this person too. Like, if you commit, just commit. You know, like it's so dangerous to make that right turn and then like most driver that's why I'm always very careful. I keep distance, at least 1 to 2 cars distance from cars in front of me. This one, I don't know. It's one of my pet peeve for what you just saw was people making right turn, only to slow down. I mean, it's kind of doesn't make sense. You're in a hurry to make a right turn. The other car too, like, hey, let's make a right turn in any lane we want. It's kind of dangerous. Kudos to that Jeep driver recognizing that. And in a parking area, just watch out. Like people like this person decides he does that person doesn't even see me drive through the yellow lane. I'm not going to stop because who cares about stop signs, right? And then let me drive on the left lane too, or drive through the middle. But I'm glad they recognize the person, pedestrians over there. Another distracted driver, something to keep distance. You just have to be aware. This person was braking a lot, even though there was some space in between the front car for no reason. That's a great sign of someone looking at their phone. People looking and texting, they will constantly brake because they don't. It's very difficult to have sense of distance and speed. So when you see anyone constantly braking for no reason, like here, I have not pushed my brake. I didn't have to brake at all because there's no reason to brake here. It's just cruising down. And that person in front of me had a lot of distance from the other car, kept braking right here too, right? Most definitely using a cell phone. And you'll see what happens soon. So those are the signs I look. And again, another brake right there. And you'll see right here soon when he drives. This pretty much confirms that this person is either drunk or using their cell phone or likes to drive um, like over the white line, I guess. So those are some of the things that I watch out for when I'm driving. And again, let me drive through the white line because, or most likely texting, distracted using their cell phone. Here, I mean, if you messed up, just go straight and don't try to burden or create traffic or in a dangerous environment, right? To your right, this car decides to from the far right lane make a left turn here. They could have easily, I know this area. They could have easily gone less than a block and made a left turn in, or made a U-turn over there. Here, another cell phone user or a drunk. And here, another. This time, a bus driver decides from the right lane. Let me just cut through the whole intersection. Anyways, it's a long video. I thought it would be interesting for you guys to see, or at least be aware of uh, what goes on out there. I like to watch it. I'll admit, maybe like this helps me to not road rage because I've noticed that maybe it's like 2 out of 10 times I was overreacting. There are a lot of good, safe drivers, and again, this isn't a video to shame anyone or criticize anyone. It's more for people to be aware. And when you're driving, if you are a proper, like a driver who cares about the fundamental of using the blinker, right? Not making U-turns where you're not supposed to, right? Or at least if you have to, do it in a safe environment, not when there are cars behind you and there are speeding cars and not their environment. You just have to use a safe judgment rather than being negligent and reckless, right? Anyways, enjoy the rest of the videos and let me know what your pet peeves are. Like I said, people that make those turns and then hurry to turn and then slow down, right? And then people that do not use their blinkers kills me. Like, communicate. Blinkers are saying, "Excuse me, I am behind you," or "Oh no, I'm about to move over." That's a way to communicate, and people can't do it. Anyways, leave a comment. Let me know what your pet peeves are.